Good morning to all. It's a matter of great pleasure for me to be here this morning on the occasion of this international conference on trends and innovations in management and entrepreneurship. I compliment the organizers of this unique research and consultancy organization, in particular Dr. Umaji, her team, and all others who have been associated with this one. It's a great pleasure for me to welcome my other key speakers also who would be chairing the different sessions, in particular Dr. Sunilji, Dr. Meenakshi Pandeyji, Dr. Nagarajanji, Dr. Daniel, Dr. Raghuraman, Dr. Tain, Dr. Raja. The participants of this conference who are coming from the different parts of the globe, in particular India too, they constitute the core members for developing the thoughts on these related topics. The conference organizers and the speakers have selected some relevant topics related to marketing, emotional intelligence, logistics, leadership, and other related issues. So on this occasion, I would like to mention some of the thoughts on this conference and some of my points which are very close to me and which are relevant. Crisis, and everything affects our society. When any crisis, whether it is health related, social related, everything, and this pandemic which you have seen, this COVID-19, is having the overall impact not only on the health of the country, not only health of the common person, but health of the economy. From this point of view, the crisis disrupts everything, not only our thought process, our mental ability, and everything. So from this point of view, if you go to our business world has taken so many steps at this moment also. Number one, in order to keep the morale of the staff high, to take care in the difficult situations, and also to take care of the family. Because no business can work in isolation. Society is the key point. Every business organization has to take the license from the society. When I say license of the society, there should be the acceptability in the society. Organizations are not meant for the profit only. In my opinion, profit is the byproduct if we take care of the society. From that point of view, I would quote one of the important tagline of our Tata Steel. Tata Steel, once they put up the big holding that our ethics are stronger than the product which we make. The meaning over here means if we take care of the society in the ethical way, things will work. So from the business point of view, this Industry 4, all of you might be aware of the Industry 4 when it took place in the Davos 3 or 4 years back. Everything has changed from mechanization, computerization, and now to the digital movement. So digital movement, digital transformation is the future way of doing the business. And you would be happy if you see the data in our own country, India, you will see how much the ATM transactions have gone, how many mobile transactions have gone, and every village is being covered with the digital movement also. So this is the impact of the, it would be the impact on the business. Now kindly see this Atmanirbhar Bharat scheme also. There, all the business strategies have been changed. I have been highlighting on this point. Forget about your big research on the consumer behavior and other things in the big way. Our focus has to be on the local to global, local to global. Otherwise, no country, because everyone says that every country has to be self-sufficient. Please go through with some of the reports of the McKinsey, Gartner, and other companies also. They highlight on 3-4 important points for that they call it new gen leader. I don't say it is the old leadership. It is basically in the present scenario, the new gen leadership is very important. For that point of view, first of all, the most important point, every leader will have to take care of his own mental ability first. If he or she is not in a good position, definitely he would not be in a position to give the shape to the strategic planning for the years to come. Number two, he has to be very agile. He has to understand what is happening. Instead of putting the issue under the carpet, he will have to accept it by reality and then plan accordingly with a human face. What is here human face? I want to say that every leader, for handling this crisis, and not only this crisis, after crisis. I'm developing a book. I'm happy that you have mentioned on this Mind on Crisis. I'm not a leader, I'm a learner. I'm a learner. So I am coming out within a month or so. My new book would be coming on this crisis leadership. I'm working it out. On that, in this book, I have covered all different aspects. So fourth important point is the strategic new planning. Old strategies which we used to have will not work. And because the things have changed, things will be changing, and we do not know how much this crisis of the pandemic or any other crisis, internal or external, will continue. So leaders will have to be future-oriented, customer-oriented, new market-oriented. And you see, this I will just, because I'm in America, I see at one of the places of the McDonald's chain, all of you might be remembering the logo of the McDonald's. In McDonald's, there are two interlinked links. Now they have separated them. They say in order on the principle of the social distance. So this is the new generation, new ideas, new thought. So accordingly, we will have to do. In this connection, for the entrepreneurs also, I would like to mention of this post-COVID or in the present time. Definitely for them, it is a very difficult time. I understand. Every day I'm reading the news in India also, so many crores of the people would be losing the job or they do not have. But even then, for the startups and the entrepreneurs, they will have to have the patience, take the support of their friends and the family members and the mentor. Here, mentorship is very important. And you being in the research and consultancy, I would also request you kindly focus on mentoring of these young entrepreneurs also. These are some of my thoughts. Future is bright. Everyone says there are the big quotes also. Tomorrow would be better, brighter. So therefore, I'm hopeful this post-COVID also, all the economies would work in a different way. Old thoughts will not work. Old ideas will not work. We will have to go into the, for example, you see, this e-health has come out in a big way. E-health. A good number of the projects are coming in the e-health. So these are all the new emerging areas. We never thought that e-health or the doctor on the online would be available and the e-products, this thing. And I'm happy that our present government and Mr. Narendra Modi, our Prime Minister, they have done a wonderful job. Otherwise, in no country, every day I see the report of this country, America, Brazil, UK, things are not in the good shape. Though they are doing a lot, but our initiation of the this COVID management has been better as compared to other countries. So what I would request all our students, faculty, researchers, that kindly focus on the local issues for the business management in post-COVID area. Thanks, ma'am, for this question. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. And one more question that is from me. I recently saw your feeling about youth. I think you have received some message. I saw that message also, and so many comments. I think more than 50 comments from various people. Okay, about them, against them. But anyway, youth is the future, right? What is your advice? Yeah. So what is your advice for the new gen? And you have also mentioned about new gen. Okay. So
yes.
What is your advice or mentoring, whichever word you use? Ultimately, it is all the same. Okay. So what is your advice for the present youth or future leaders?
Ma'am, you have put up a very direct question related to one of my posts on the LinkedIn.
Because I can see your feeling and emotions in that, and also many problems, which only reflects that many are having the same feeling. And every day we are dealing with youth, and so I thought, through you, some advice should reach them, or it can be even virtual mentoring, I can call it. You have vast experience in industry as well as institutions, academic side. And if not you, who else can give a mentoring?
Okay.
So let us take it as a virtual mentoring. This will reach out to mass. I mean, future leaders.
I would agree.
Yes.
Actually, you see, I have the big heart for the youth. All my corporate journey and academic journey of the 50 years plus, 50 years and plus, what I have taken care of, that youth is the future of any social economic development of any country. The population wise also, demography wise also, you see, without youth, without their aspirations, without their expectations, and without their commitment, no economy or no country can progress. As far as the incidence of that gentleman, doesn't matter. He is a little bit aggressive, does not matter. But only point which I'm raising over here, the new generation will have to learn from the elders and the seniors, and with dignity and the respect. Suppose I'm addressing you, then I have to address ma'am. If I don't address you ma'am, with this style, it will not look nice. That was the only issue. That gentleman started some filthy words also, does not matter. So commented, they say, forget and forget. So ma'am, at my level, definitely at every level, we have to ignore all these things. But does not matter. We will have to continue with our process of guiding and guiding. If we do not nurture them, if we do not guide them, then you would be failing in our duty. But our approach should be very, very polite, submissive, and also I believe in one important point. Mentoring is one of the concepts of the olden days. Now it is a reverse mentoring also. And what is a reverse mentoring? Seniors will have to learn from the young generation.
Budding leaders. Okay.
Yes, because in any organization, if the boss says you do this thing, you do this thing, no, we have to develop their own creativity and innovation so that we go ahead. Some of the organizations are there, Google, Facebook, and all other. They are asking 20% of the time of the employees, particularly of the youth, for the creativity and the innovation. So this is my important point. Every youth should focus for the future, but with dignity and respect to the seniors. Because a tree becomes older, tree will continue to grow, give the fruits, but after some time, tree would not be in a position to give the fruits, but every part of the tree would be useful in life, whether they are the trunk, whether it is the roots, and you see. So therefore, youth will have to have little bit of the patience. These millennials do not have, I call them with the 3C. What is 3C? 3C concept has come in Gen.
Okay.
This is Gen Z. So what is the 3C here? They are somewhat committed. They are very, very sometimes confused also.
Okay.
They are well connected also. Connected means all the internet of the things and IoT. And this area, artificial intelligence, cloud computing, these are the future areas for our youth also. So my request to the youth and the entrepreneurs would be, kindly have patience, have the respect for the country, have the respect for the nature, environment, and to a certain extent to the seniors also. Future is bright. Youth will have to take care of our country forward, forward, forward. And Swami Vivekananda, you see, Swami Vivekananda has been a great philosopher, and he has emphasized upon the youth development, youth. So therefore, I have nothing against with anyone. I have a big heart, and at this juncture, I have no business to hurt. And we all seniors will have to take, whether in family also. In our family, what happens? One son or one daughter may not follow you, daughter-in-law may not follow you, but even then, as the head of the family, we have to take care of all of them. Youth is bright, they are learned. Only point is, we have to coordinate in such a way so that youth, elders, seniors, nature. I'm talking more of the environmental care also. Youth will have to protect everything, climate change and everything. And ITC, I will give you an example of ITC. ITC started with the concept of the green GDP. Green GDP. What is green GDP? There they say the youth and everyone will have to take care of the nature in a big way. That is the commitment of the youth. And I will take one more step over here for the youth. I have interviewed more than 10,000 candidates for the various posts particularly in the banking and the financial sector. I have been associated with the IBPS also as the panel member and other things also. There, as far as the youth is concerned, I believed in one thing: those people, those youth, whether BTech, MBA, are a common graduate who are coming from the rural areas. Their language, English language is not fluent, but they are committed. We must take care of those people to take them on board in our organizations, because youth, whether from the rural area, urban area, from the big area, does not matter. It is their commitment. So my request to the entire youth community would be, kindly focus on your career also, with all mentorship also, mentoring you, as you mentioned also, I mentioned, mentors are the really future makers of the youth with due dignity and the respect. Thank you very much.
It's a great contribution, and definitely your points would add value to our conference. And thank you for joining us, and have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am.